Boxing UK with Dave Coldwell. Dave, it's
Right.
been a long day for you.
Charles.
You wouldn't believe it looking behind, but this was a weigh-in for Fowler and Rose tomorrow.
Yep, it was.
Crossroads fight for Anthony.
Yeah, it is, yeah. I think it's crossroads fight for both of them, to be honest. They both have to win, and I think what you'll see is two fighters giving it their all.
When we spoke to Anthony yesterday, we were asking him about obviously coming back off the defeat from Fitzgerald. One of the things he said, he thought he was too cocky.
Yes.
He got too involved in the emotional side of it.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, he's right. It's something that has been told about in the past, but while you're winning and while everything's good, you kind of like, yeah. It's like when you've got a kid, and you can tell your kid, don't touch that plate, it's hot. What do? They touch it. There's this thing in some kids that are just like that, and Fowler's a bit like that. You can tell him what's going to happen, and he don't believe it, and until it backfires on him.
Yeah, he said the thing that knocked him was he was a minute away from winning, despite all that.
Yeah, but do you know what? For me, watching it back on the night, I thought the knockdown cost us. But watching it back, I thought even without the knockdown, we just lost it. I had it by 3 points. So without the knockdown, I still had him losing by a round. You can't just say, oh, it was just a knockdown, because then you just think, oh, if I'd have just not got that down. No, you lost for other reasons, and that's what it is.
So has he learned from it, or
Yeah. Do you know what? He seems to have. He's acknowledging now that he can lose. He's acknowledging now that he can't afford to lose again. He's acknowledging now when he actually does do something wrong that he has to correct it. And he's a lot. He's still confident, which is what I want. But he's more realistic and open to the fact that yes, I can get beat if I don't perform.
So it could be the making of him a loss.
I always think that for kids like him, it can go one way or the other. It can shatter the confidence and never say and fight again, or they can look and go, yeah, I went wrong here. I need to work on that, and I can go forward. And that's what his attitude's been. It's been fantastic.
He's going in at a very similar level.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
But Brian was a very different kind of opponent to Fitzgerald, more of a boxer, you would think.
He's a very good. But Fitzgerald was a good boxer. It was Fitzgerald's boxing that beat Fowler. So we're going to see how Fowler's learned from that fight. Fitzgerald had a good jab. Brian Rose got a good jab. Brian's got a good boxing brain, and he's very, very experienced. He's won fights at a level that Fowler's not even had any remote success at in the professional game. Yeah, in the amateurs, but amateurs mean shit. And he's gonna. We're gonna see what he's learned.
Defeat. What would that spell, Dave?
Been an absolute disaster. I can't shirk or hide away from that. Been an absolute disaster. But it's a fight that when he boxed at this level before, he got beaten. So it's he's got to understand that defeat is a possibility if he doesn't go out there and perform. And that's you can't just go into this fight thinking, oh, Brian Rose is old now. He's not done this. He's done. No, you've got to understand that this is a man that's fighting for his career.
Yeah, he said he's in the best shape of his life.
And he's a very proud man, and he's going to give it everything. It's a must-win fight for both. That's the best way I can put it.
Yeah. Looking more positively, Dave, if he wins, would you be looking straight for an immediate rematch?
Listen, I'm not interested in what happens until after the fight. He has to win. He has to win on Friday, and that is it. Simple as that.
We'll hope to catch you tomorrow then and ask you that one. Derek Chisora, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
Quite similar in the way that a lot of people have wrote him off.
Yeah.
He's had a few defeats.
Yeah.
He's almost the archetypal example now of what you can do with a career, despite a few losses. What a performance that was.
Yeah, I was happy with that. Yeah, and he deserved that. It worked very, very hard in camp, but it was very, very hard for him. Just getting to grips with the southpaw thing. I didn't want that opponent. And he did really well. He stuck at it, and eventually in the last 2 weeks it clicked, and happy days.
Is that what the problem was at the start? Because he said early doors in camp he wanted to call the fight off.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Just the southpaw.
It was terrible. I couldn't get to grips with it. It's terrible. It was bad. It was bad, you know. But he turned it round.
Some punch, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it's not. It wasn't just the punch. It was what set up the punch. It was what set up the punch. And then after he froze Spilka, it's how he went straight back downstairs to the body first before he went back upstairs. He did everything that I wanted him to and what we worked on. So it was nice. It was good.
Yeah. So obviously since he's come to you, Dave, is the improvement almost vertical?
No, you can't say that. It's just about making him think a little bit more. He's got the capability, he's got the tools. It's about making him think a little bit more, change his mindset a little bit, and letting him go with it. And you saw it in that fight. You saw how how he's thinking more. Like even when he got him hurt, he didn't just swing. He didn't just throw himself at him. It was sharp and it was precise, and there was reasoning behind his punches, which has helped him a lot.
Joseph Parker next.
I'm hearing that. I'm hearing that's a strong possibility next. So another tough fight, very very tough fight. But it's gonna be a fight, that is.
One more fighter in the stable, Dave. Jordan Gill.
Two more fighters.
Two more fighters. Sorry. Yeah. Jordan Gill.
Yeah.
Any news on?
Just waiting. Hopefully I'll know something end of this weekend. But yeah, he's ready to go again now. He's recovered from his broken hand. Has been back punching 3 weeks. The last 2 weeks hitting a bit harder and harder. Now he's back to normal now. So yeah.
And that defeat was slightly strange, wasn't it? Because it wasn't a defeat where he was outclassed or anything. He wasn't well. Does that make a difference to his mindset moving forward?
Yeah, it's been hard for him because he's not been able to get straight back at it because of his hand. He just wanted to get straight back in there and get back on the horse, so to speak. And so it's been frustrating for him having to wait, not being able to punch. It has been frustrating. But now he's come out of the other end of that, and now he's looking sharp again. His mind's great again. Everything's firing now, and he's learnt a valuable lesson from that last fight. Listen, the fight itself was everything that I expected it to be, apart from the result. I expected him to be under pressure. I expected him to be in that fight. I expected it to be a tough night. But I expected his body to be able to take, because I didn't know he was going to be ill. I expected his body physically to be able to take, what Tinoco was giving him and learn the lessons during the fight and come through it. But it was just a shell. It was horrible. It was horrible to see.
Did you click that straight away?
I knew there was something wrong when I warming up on the pads.
Right.
But then when you're at that stage, you can't then go and say to him, "You're all right. You don't seem real." You can't say that. Once you're going in there to fight, you're going in there to fight. But if he'd have spoken to me or his dad beforehand, then I'd have pulled him out. There's no doubt about it.
I think you said at the time, didn't you? You would have pulled him out regardless.
100%. Yeah.
The news everyone's talking about, Dillian Whyte, and I've heard some of the questions have been asked. I'm going to try and ask you some different questions, Dave, from the trainer's point of view. What's your understanding of it all, first of all? Because do you know any more?
No, I'm same as everybody on Twitter, everybody on social media. They haven't really got a clue. Nobody knows because there's all these smoke and mirrors and because of this confidentiality clause that's in UCAD's policy. UCAD run everything. The Board of Control sign anything anti-doping related over to UCAD. They run it. So therefore, the promoter is licensed by the Board of Control. The promoter is also governed by UCAD on anti-doping measures. So they have to do what they're told. Because UCAD have got this stupid ruling in where it's confidential apart from the promoter and the fighter that failed, that means that the opponent doesn't get to know. That's where it's a fault. It's a massive fault, and that needs changing. It's disgusting that a fighter can go into that ring not knowing that the other geezers failed a drug test, and that ultimately needs sorting. Everything else regarding Dillian is so hard to try and clarify because we don't know anything. It's just hearsay. I just don't know, and I don't know which way of this fence it's going to topple. Right now, we haven't got enough information. We're just hearing bits and bats, and so it's hard to make a decision.
Yeah, one of the questions I wanted to ask you is a trainer. If you were Oscar Rivas' trainer, do you think there was a moral obligation, even though
Well, there is a moral, no, 100%. There is a moral obligation for the fight. It's just right. It's not about moral. It's whether it's right or wrong. It's wrong not to know that you're going against somebody that's failed a drug test. It's wrong. Simple as that. But your hands are tied, and you talk about lawsuits and things like that. Now, that's serious shit. That is, that's serious. I could say something to you right now, or something, and it breaches a contract, and then I'm going to get sued regarding something. You can't do that. It's hard when it comes to legal matters. Things don't. It doesn't mean that they're right. But it just means that you can't do certain things.
Just on the test, Dave, it goes back to something that you touched on. A lot of boxing fans, it's the murky waters. I think that's frustrating.
Yeah.
And some fans don't understand how a fighter can, in essence, fail a test, but then be cleared to fight.
Yeah, I don't. But that's the whole thing, because we don't know what's being presented. We don't know what evidence has been presented. We don't actually know what is real. We're taking the word of something that came up on social media that he's failed on this. I don't know if he has. I don't know for a fact. I haven't seen any of on UCAD's sheet. It'll say what he's failed on. If you see that, then you know. But if you haven't seen that, and it's just by one man that's turned around and said, from a very good source, he's failed on this. How do you know? How would you know? You don't know. So I don't know what he's failed on. All I know is that if he's failed for a PED and it's legitimately failed it, then it's bad, man. And I like Dillian, and I'm a supporter of Dillian. I've been quite vocal about, get him a world title shot. He deserves a world title shot. But if he's cheated, he's the same as every other cheating scumbag. But if he hasn't cheated and we're all hanging him out to dry, fucking how bad is that? Right now we just don't know, and people are making decisions that aren't. We don't have the full facts in front of us, and on something like this, you need the facts.
That's a little bit too much common sense for some, though, Dave.
True.
I was going to ask, what do you think of the social media feeding frenzy?
It's to be expected, because if he has cheated, then he deserves it. But if he hasn't, if there is a reason, I don't know, but I don't know what it can be. That's what I'm saying. I just don't know. So you don't know which side to go on. It's quite difficult.
Last question on that. Do you think the fight should have gone ahead?
No. If you failed a test, especially with the guy not knowing, the fight shouldn't have gone on. But again, if you're cleared to box, the promoter then can't just pull the show because he's got contracts between people. So it's hands are tied. It's very difficult.
I think that's where a lot of the confusion comes in. It's an awful lot of legality around it.
Yeah.
I think do if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah.
Just want to end with the football season, Dave.
Go on.
I know you're a massive Manchester United fan.
Yep.
I'll not tell you what you said about Anthony Fowler's Liverpool fan credentials. But how do you think the season's going to go?
I don't know. Are you asking me as a United fan?
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought we were going to have this clear out, and I thought we were going to get a load in. I think we need to get Harry Maguire in. I'm not saying, he's over in price. No, get Harry Maguire in, because I think he can be our man that sorts that back four out. I think he's vital to us, to be honest. We need a few players, and we need a few gone as well.
Yeah. I'll not name names.
Yeah.
Do you want to wind Anthony up? How do you think Liverpool's going to do?
Do you know what? It's winding me up because it's Liverpool, and fucking hell.
Well, I'm a Liverpool fan, so we've got equal dislike for them.
It hurts me to say it, but I thought they were brilliant last season. I did. The bad thing is, my little boy is mad on football, and he loves football. He's a footballer, and so when he talks to him about football, and he's giving him examples of how football should be played, I'm looking at Man City and I'm looking at Liverpool. In this country, I'm not showing him Man United because we're shit, or we're not playing great football. And you're looking at them two; Liverpool and City are on a different level.
You have to get the class of '92 DVD.
Oh yeah, he knows all about them. He knows all about them.
Dave Coldwell, thank you very much for your time, mate. I'll let you
Thanks,
go and
mate.
get a copy now.
Cheers, mate. Nice
Take
one.
care.
Ta.